In the maritime industry, women are not given the opportunity to hold leadership positions. It has been quite a while since Yu Tian's promotion interview, and in this scene, she has decided to approach her manager to inquire on the status of her promotion.
Manager, may I know what is the status of my promotion?
Regarding your promotion, we have chosen Isaac to become the supervisor instead, because we think that he is more suitable in this role.
Why?
My decision is final. If there's no any question, please leave the room right now.
Okay.
After finding out that Isaac was promoted to the supervisor position instead of her, Yu Tian is very upset because everyone knows she is more capable than Isaac and is more suitable for the position, but she can only accept her fate as this is a common occurrence in the maritime industry. In this scene, Edwin and Jason are gossiping about their new female colleague who they find to be very attractive. They proceed to sexual, harassing her verbally by commenting on the photos she posted on her social media.
Wait, bro. You know there's a new woman coming to our department today.
Really, man?
Wait, nice I show you. Wait you see. Oh, wait, see the leg? Wait, damn cool, right?
Wait, give me that G.
Okay, I send you. Nah, that one.
Walao, private account.
Walao, just follow lah.
Okay, wait lah. Joey was not given the position to lead the project, as her manager deemed her not suitable as she's a woman, although her gender has nothing to do with her capabilities to lead the project. Hello, Kemi? Can you and Joey come to my office? I have something to discuss with the both of you.
Manager, why are you calling us here?
Okay, so now I have this project. It's a very, very big project. It's going to be dealing with our international clients, and I want to give it to either one of you. So, which one of you is interested for this?
Me.
Okay, you're interested, but I think I'm going to give it to Kaiming because I think he's more suitable for it. Are you okay with it?
No, it's not fair. Why every time can get the job?
Yeah, I also think need to give Joey some chance because women need to be involved in some projects as well.
Okay, but I don't think this is a project for it because I think men is more suitable for this project because this one involves socializing with clients. So I think that men are more suitable for it. So I'm very sorry. I cannot give you the job.
A group of industry professionals from international maritime organizations are taking a break in the break room. They are discussing about gender inequality that is happening in the maritime industry. Let's see what they are discussing now.
Do you all know that a lot of women seafarers that are complaining about their job environment on the vessel?
Really?
The maritime industry is traditionally male-dominated. However, I believe that we can change this. Women are just capable as men, and it's time that we started breaking down the barriers that prevent us from entering this industry.
But Joey, women have always been welcome in the maritime industry. There's nothing stopping them from joining also.
That's not entirely true, Isaac. There are still many obstacles that women face in this industry. For example, there's a lack of support for women who want to start a career in maritime. There are also issues with harassment and discrimination.
Yes, I've experienced this firsthand. I've been working in the maritime industry for over a decade, and I still encounter people who don't take me seriously because I'm a woman.
Exactly, and that's why we need to start addressing this issue. We need to create a more welcoming and inclusive environment for women in the maritime industry.
So are there any suggestions to improve this?
Wait, in 2006, I remember we got a convention called MLC.
MLC?
If you're working on shore, there are rules, regulations, and labour standards to protect employees. But what if you're working at sea? Here, the member states of the International Labour Organization and representatives of the ship owners as well as seafarers' unions adopted the Maritime Labour Convention. It ensures comprehensive worldwide protection of the rights of seafarers and ensures fair competition for member states and ship owners. The MLC covers working and living conditions on board, constantly inspected by port state authorities. They cover age restrictions, medical certification and employment agreements, as well as working or rest hours, accommodation, on-board recreational facilities, food and catering, complaint procedures, payment of wages and more. All ships covered by the MLC are subject to inspections for compliance with all the requirements of the Convention. The country whose flag the ship is flying is called the flag state and has the authority and the responsibility to implement the global standards. Ships that are compliant with the MLC are issued a certificate by their flag states. Once a ship has entered a port of an MLC member country, it will be inspected and sanctioned for possible violations. This applies even to ships that are not flying the flag of an MLC member state. That is how seafarers' living and working conditions are protected by the Maritime Labour Convention.
Although MLC set out minimum standards for working conditions for all seafarers, including women, however, we need to do more than just meet these minimum standards. We need to use the MLC as a tool to promote gender equality in the industry.
But how can you do that? The MLC doesn't specifically address any gender equality.
That's true. But it does require that all seafarers are treated with respect and dignity regardless of gender. We can use this as a starting point to promote gender equality.
I think we can also use the MLC to promote more diversity in leadership roles in the industry. The MLC requires that ship owners have policies in place to ensure that seafarers have opportunity for career development and promotion.
Exactly. We need to make sure that these policies are implemented fairly and that women have the same opportunity as men to advance in their careers.
So what do you all think about the Maritime Convention? Do you think it's a good thing for seafarers?
Well, I think it has its advantage and disadvantage. On the one hand, it provides a framework for minimum standards of employment and welfare, which is definitely beneficial for seafarers.
Yes, that's true. And it can be especially beneficial for the women in the maritime industry who have the historical been disadvantaged in terms of working condition and opportunity.
I agree, but on the other hand, there are some limitations to the convention. For example, there is a lack of specific provision for addressing gender equality in the maritime industry, which can lead to a lack of equal opportunity for women in this sector.
That's a good point, Joey. It's important to have clear guidelines and policies to ensure that women have the same chances as men to advance in their careers and to be treated fairly.
Another issue is enforcement. While the convention provides a good framework, the lack of enforcement mechanism in some countries can undermine its effectiveness in protecting the rights of seafarers, including women.
Yes, there's a major concern. We need to make sure that all countries are held accountable for complying with the convention and there are consequences for those that don't.
Overall, I think the convention is a step in the right direction, but there is still a lot of work to be done to ensure that it is effective and inclusive for all seafarers, regardless of gender or nationality.
Agreed. We need to keep pushing for progress and improvements in the industry and to make sure that the voices of women seafarers are heard and taken into account.
Actually, I have an idea on how to further improve MLC.
What's that?
Did you know that the MLC has a few statements in place to protect women seafarers?
Really? What are they?
One of them is separating accommodation and sanitary facilities for women only. But I think more amendments should be made to tighten the gap of gender in the maritime industry.
What kind of amendment do you have in mind?
What I think is a chapter or title should be amended which includes comprehensive statements to protect women's rights and elevate their positions. They could establish a compulsory mentor program for women seafarers where they can meet regularly with their mentor for career improvement or to report any sexual harassment.
That's a great idea. I've heard of Vista offering a free website for women seafarers to connect with their mentors.
Yes, that's the one. Another issue is that needs to be addressed is punishment for people who conduct harassment on the fleet. There is currently no statement about sexual harassment in the MLC, so it's essential to state the punishment in terms of monetary or imprisonment to scare those seafarers from abusing women in the maritime industry. Since the maritime industry is male-dominated, where only 2% of women seafarers are involved in the industry only, so it is crucial to involve women in some of the top management levels compulsorily, I think. Allocating women to 20% to 30% of top management level could increase the willingness of women to enter this industry by changing the masculine environment to a feminine environment.
That would be a good one.
Yes, And finally, the MLC could include social benefits for women seafarers.
So what are the social benefits?
The benefits can be better wages, more leave, or other rewards that may motivate women to join the industry. The convention should state the minimum income for women seafarers, I think. They could also add facilities such as bigger rooms, emergency buttons, and cooking areas, or any other improvements to make the working environment better for women seafarers.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, right.
So what the specific measure can we implement to address the challenges faced by women in the maritime industry?
Okay, so we can introduce provisions that actively promote women's leadership roles and career advancement, and you can do this by setting quotas for women in leadership positions and ensuring that women have access to training and development opportunities, as this will enable their professional growth. So we can also close the gender pay gap to ensure fair compensation for women.
This sounds good, but what about enforcing the existing provisions that address discrimination and promote equal treatment?
Okay, that's an excellent point. So while many countries have ratified the convention, there are still concerns about the effectiveness of the current enforcement mechanisms. To address this, we can strengthen these mechanisms and improve reporting procedures to ensure that the convention is being effectively implemented across all countries, and this could include increasing inspections and monitoring of vessels to ensure compliance.
I agree, but what about creating a gender-sensitive work environment?
Okay, that's another crucial aspect that requires our attention. So by implementing policies and guidelines that explicitly ban gender discrimination and harassment, we can create a safe and respectful workplace for women to thrive in. So these policies can include various aspects like sexual harassment, which unfortunately is a pervasive issue in many industries, including maritime.
Okay, makes sense. But how can we drive broader cultural change within the maritime industry?
Okay, that's a great question. It's not just about addressing specific areas, but also about challenging traditional gender roles and stereotypes that may limit the opportunities for women in the industry. We need to break free from the mindset that certain jobs or roles are only meant for men or women. It's about creating an inclusive environment that values diversity and promotes equality, where everyone, regardless of gender, has the same opportunities to succeed.
So what can be achieved by the suggestions that you propose?
Okay, by taking a proactive approach and implementing these initiatives, we can foster a culture of inclusivity, equality, and diversity in the maritime industry. This will not only benefit women, but also contribute to a more vibrant, innovative, and successful industry as a whole.
But since the maritime industry is very culturally diverse with people from different countries and backgrounds, do you think that a cultural change in the maritime industry to include more women is viable?
Okay, that's a very good question. You also got a lot of questions. Cultural change towards gender equality in the maritime industry, is viable, but it may require a concerted effort from various stakeholders to make it happen. With the right approach, it is possible to create a more inclusive environment that values diversity and promotes gender equality. Education, awareness campaigns, and policies that promote diversity and inclusivity are some of the approaches that we can use to bring about cultural change in the industry.
Okay, I see.
But wait. Are we going to propose this to our head?
Definitely lah.
Let's make this big and impactful to the women.
You guys better treat women good, ah?
Okay.
Break time is going to over. Wanna chow?
Okay, let's go.
Let's go.
After the amended MLC has been implemented, Yu Tian is finally appointed to the supervisor position that she deserves. The amended MLC has provided women with more opportunities to hold a leadership position in the company. Edwin and Jason's actions has been found out, and disciplinary action has been taken against them that is endorsed under the amended MLC. This has helped to prevent sexual harassment to occur in the industry. The manager has decided to let Joey lead the project, and she is doing so in accordance with the amended MLC that encourages women involvement in more projects in the company.
Okay, Joey. So now I have a project for you. It's not a very simple project, but I believe that you can do it. Okay? Are you confident in taking this project?
Yes.
Alright, I believe you can do it.
Thank you.